we are taking one example of a GSA, that means Sophia transfer function of the system is given by 1 by s into 1 plus 2s into 1 plus 4s, as you can see. So this is a type 1 system. First of all, now step by step I am explaining what to do. First step. So first step towards getting the stability of the system using Nyquist plot, what we have to do, we have to get the polar plot of the system. This is the first step. So what is the polar plot and how can you get it, that we know already. Just put is S is equal to j omega in the transfer function to get j omega 8 j omega equal to 1 by j omega 1 plus 2 j omega into 1 plus 4 j omega. Right? Now if you can take this transfer function, that means numerator instead of 1 we can get the value, any value k. So the transfer function in the sinusoidal transfer function in frequency domain will be like this. So k is some constant, maybe integer, maybe fractional, whatever the values of the k you may take. So k by j omega into 1 plus 2 j omega into 1 plus 4 j omega. Now from the denominator part you have to rationalize this part. So ultimately you have to multiply it with the denominator with the complex conjugate. So you may take it as 0 plus j omega. So multiply with this. This will give you k into minus j omega. As you can multiply this j omega into minus j omega, that is one section. Second section 1 plus j 2 omega. So you multiply j 2 omega in the numerator, so 1 minus j 2 omega. Similarly 1 plus j 4 omega into 1 minus j 4 omega. So this will be 1 minus j 4 omega. Right? So you just go on multiplying the numerator all these terms. So what you will get, this is minus j omega into this is your minus j omega into 1 minus j 6 omega. This is plus 8 minus 8 omega square, j square equal to you know that is minus 1. So you get like this. And similarly in the denominator this is omega square, 1 plus 4 omega square into 1 plus 16 omega square. Now in the numerator part you get k into minus j omega plus minus 6 omega square plus j 8 omega cube. Right? And the denominator, the term is omega square, 1 plus 4 omega square into 1 plus 16 omega square. So now writing this term in the real and imaginary, separating out on the real part and imaginary part, we can write this function j omega. We get sinusoidal transfer function j omega 8 j omega, and separating out the real part and real and imaginary part, we can get like this. So now at omega is equal to 0, as we know for the polar plot we have to find g0 h0, that is equal to, just put the value of omega is equal to 0 in both the term. We get 1 plus 4 into 0, 1 plus 16 into 0, never jump any step. So k 8 into 0 minus 1 divided by 0 into 1 plus 4 into 0, 1 plus 16 into 0, because this step jump can give you some problem regarding the solve of this Nyquist plot. So this is minus 6 of k divided by 1 plus 0 into 1 plus 0 plus j k into, this is 0 minus 1 divided by 0 into 1 plus 0 into 16 into 0, 1 plus 0, this is 1 plus 0. So that is minus 6k by 1 plus j of you see this is k into minus 1 by 0 into 1 into 1. Right? So this term is very important. First of all, you have to in the previous classes also we have discussed that never ignore the sign, because in the denominator part, that means divided by 0 part, that will be done later on. But first of all, use this sign. That sign is very important as we are dealing with the quadrant analysis. So this is minus 6k, no problem. This is actually minus j of k. So minus j of k divided by 0. Right? So that means minus 6k minus j of infinity. Right? So this is your g0 h0. That means at omega is equal to 0, you get the transfer function frequency domain transfer function like this, minus 6k minus j infinity. Now what is the quadrant? This is minus minus, that means obviously this is third quadrant operation. And you see this is tan inverse infinity by something. Tan inverse infinity is 90 degree, and we are dealing only with the absolute value of the angle, not with the magnitude, sign. So angle is you may write is the angle is 90 degree, and the magnitude of it, what is the magnitude? Root over 6 square plus infinite square, so this will be infinite obviously. So at omega is equal to 0 we get infinite magnitude, angle 90 degree, and third quadrant. So once you get it, definitely you know where to start. Next part is that you have to find out the value of j omega at omega is equal to infinite. At omega is equal to infinity, that is j infinity, 8j infinity, that is equal to, just put the value of omega infinity, 6k by 1 plus 4 into infinity into 1 plus 16 into infinity plus j k 8 into infinity minus 1 by infinity 1 plus 4 into infinity into 1 plus 16 into infinity. Now this part you see minus 6k by 1 plus 4 into infinity means infinity into 1 plus 16 into infinity means infinity plus jk. Now 8 infinity means infinity, so infinity minus 1 by infinity, 1 plus infinity means 1 plus infinity, this is 1 plus infinity. So you get this is minus 6k by infinity, no problem, plus jk into this is infinity by infinity. So here is the problem, right? Whenever any term comes like this, what is the term what you are getting? That is infinity by infinity. So in that case you have to modify the term, but the real part, this is fine. This is minus of 6k by infinity means 0, so minus sign outside and this part becomes 0, and plus this part is problematic. So this part we have to again rewrite the function, and by the similar way as you treat this type of function, we are not now going to treat that part, right? So this part remains same, minus of 0. So there is a problem in this term at omega is equal to infinity, right? So we take this term as j or plus of j, that term equivalent to plus j k into 8 omega square minus 1 into omega 1 plus 4 omega square into 1 plus 16 omega square. What you have to do, we have to take the highest power of omega square. Highest power in the numerator is omega square, take it out as the common factor. So this is plus j k. If omega square is taken out, what you will get 8 minus 1 by omega square. Similarly from the denominator, from this factor you will take omega square as the common, 1 by omega square plus 4 into, from here also you will have to take omega square as the common factor, so 1 by omega square plus 16. Now this term becomes plus j k into you see omega square 8 minus 1 by omega square divided by omega cube 1 omega square plus 4 into 1 by omega square plus 16, right? Now put the value of omega is equal to infinity. What you will get? This is plus j k 8 minus 1 by infinity divided by, this is plus actually infinity 1 by infinity plus 4 and 1 by infinity plus 16. That is equal to, you get 8 minus k into 8 minus 0 by infinity into infinity into infinity. That means 8 minus 0. Again we have to do the action of the numerical operation, that means plus, minus, etc. So 8 minus 0 is equal to 8, positive 8. That means this is 8k by infinity, that means positive 0, right? So actually this j is there, so j is plus j0. So this part equal to plus j0, right? And this part already we know this is of minus 0. So minus 0 plus j0. So j omega h j omega at omega is equal to 0. We get minus 0. That is minus 6k minus j infinite.
No.
At omega is equal to 0, you get g omega is equal to minus 6k minus j infinity. That is the third quadrant of rotation. Magnitude is infinite, angle 90 degree. Similarly, g j omega h j omega at omega is equal to infinity. What will get? We get that is minus 0, say plus j0, right? So what is the magnitude? 0, and angle is also 90 degree. You get from the previous expression that if real part is minus 0 and imaginary part is plus 0, so the angle is automatically this becomes 90 degree. So this is minus and plus. Minus and plus means, you see, minus and plus, that means this is a second quadrant portion, right? Now you get the two values of magnitude and phase at different frequency. Omega is equal to 0 and omega is equal to infinity. So this is your polar plot. How the polar plot starting is third quadrant infinity, and 90 degree, that means parallel to this 90 degree line. So this will start from here, and ending is second quadrant. See, this is second quadrant, magnitude is 0, so second quadrant magnitude 0, second quadrant angle is 90 degree, so second quadrant angle 90 degree means this will touch this line, and actually here this is your starting quadrant, but this graph will end at this, like this. This will enter into the second quadrant and finally reaches to omega is equal to infinity. That means the magnitude is 0. So you get the polar plot. What is the difference is that here you have to find out this value. So that value, whatever this value, that will calculate later, but this is your polar plot. Now in order to analysis with the help of the Nyquist stability criteria, the first step was to get the polar plot, right? The first step we have completed. Now we are going to the second step. Now go to the step 2. What is the step 2? Draw the Nyquist contour. So during drawing of the Nyquist contour, what you have to just keep in mind that this is a type 1 system, right? If this is a type 1 system, then the Nyquist contour will be as simple as that. This is your real, imaginary, and this is known as S-plane contour. And as this is a type 1 system, you have to keep in mind that you have to go to this point and you have to take bypassing of the point 0 and go to that point, and you have to again come back to this, right? So from B to say D to E to A and through C to B. These are the two paths. So once you write the step 2, that means draw the Nyquist contour, you have to analyze the transfer function GSHS equal to 1 by S into 1 plus K by 2S into 1 plus 4S at two different values of S. That means at this and at this. At S is equal to limit epsilon tends to 0, epsilon to the j theta, where theta varies from, again, say minus 90 degree to plus 90 degree. So minus 90 degree to 0 degree to plus 90 degree, and another point at S is equal to limit r tends to infinity, r e to the power j phi, where phi varies from this point to this point. That means 90 degree to 0 degree to minus 90 degree, right? So this is the second step. Now after doing this, what you have to do? We have to calculate the value of GSHS at S is equal to this, right? So next we are going in the step 3. Limit epsilon tends to 0, epsilon e to the power j theta equal to K by limit epsilon tends to 0, epsilon e to the power j theta 1 plus limit epsilon tends to 0, epsilon e to the power j theta 1 plus limit epsilon tends to 0, 1 plus 2 epsilon into the power j theta, right? This is 4, this is 4, 2s, this is 4s. Now when you get the value and the limiting value of epsilon tends to 0, this becomes 0 and this becomes also 0. So what you will get? This is nothing but K by limit epsilon tends to 0, epsilon into the power j theta. So magnitude was, it will be definitely infinity, And as you know from the previous discussion that in every cases of the type 1 system, when you put the value of s is equal to limit epsilon tends to 0 epsilon into the j phi, it will be all time infinite. Now what about the phase? The phase is same in this case, minus theta. So as this theta varies from minus 90 degree to 0 to plus 90 degree, so this will be equal to infinity plus 90 degree to 0 to minus 90 degree, right? So you get the magnitude and phase. Analysis is complete. Now put the value of s is equal to limit r tends to infinity r into the j phi, where the phi varies from plus 90 degree to 0 to minus 90 degree. Now put this value in the transfer function. You get gs hs equal to ky limit r tends to infinity r e to the power j phi into 1 plus limit r tends to infinity 2 e to the power j phi into r into 1 plus limit r tends to infinity 4 r e to the power j phi, right? So when you put the limit r tends to infinity here, will get, ultimately you have to solve. That means if you multiply this all this stuff, what you will get the total angle becomes say this is r e to the power j phi, that is multiplied with this, that means e to the power j 2 phi, and that multiplied with e to the power j phi, that means e to the power j 4 phi in the denominator. And in all cases when you put r is equal to infinity, you get the magnitude 0, because in the denominator you will get the defined values of r, and r tends to infinity gives you gs hs is equal to 0. So what about the phase? This phase in the numerator you will get 0 phase, and denominator if you multiply all these terms you will get the e to the power 4 phi. So this is equal to minus of 4 phi, right? So as the phi varies from plus 90 degree to 0 to minus 90 degree, so ultimately this can be written like 4 into 90 degree, that means 360 degree to 0 to minus 360 degree. As the magnitude is 0, so no matter what is the phase. So this is the calculation, and once the calculation is done, that means the semicircular path indent, this path is mapped to the right hand side of the S plane, and this path maps into the 0. So you have already mapped the total Nyquist contour, right? Now step 4. So what is the step 4? Step 4 is to draw the polar plot again. That means this is your real part, this is imaginary part, and we know this is your polar plot. So now you have to take the mirror image of it with respect to real axis, right? So this is your starting, is moving in this direction. From this direction you go there, and as you know, for the semicircular path, small semicircular path, you just add this path, so you get the contour like this. And for this path you get magnitude 0, and from this part to this part, and from this part to this part, this is one is polar plot and one is the mirror image of it. Now this is your Nyquist plot, right? Next we have to find out the stability of the system. Now in order to get the stability of the system, we need to locate the minus 1 plus 0, minus 1 plus j0 point. So what is that minus 1 plus j0 point? Is it there? Is it there? Is it there? And wherever. But before you have to find out this minus 1 plus j0 on the real axis, you need to find out this value. This value, so depending upon this value, so this is the point of interest. This point, if this point is outside minus j plus 1 plus j0 or inside minus 1 plus j0, that in order to find out that, first of all we have to identify the point of intersection with the real axis. That means at which point this polar plot actually intersect with the real axis. to find out the point of intersection with the real axis and the polar plot with the real axis, we have to consider the g j omega h j omega transfer function. So far we have developed, right? So we will rewrite the transfer function g j omega h j omega, and then actually what happens when this point that means you have to find out any point on the real axis. See here, only the real axis value is present, so no imaginary part. Here also no imaginary part, here also no imaginary part. That means on the real axis at every point you will consider there is no real part. So g j omega h j omega is having two part. You see real plus minus j imaginary. So at every point where this g omega h j omega crosses this real axis, that means in that case the imaginary part must be 0. So we will make the imaginary part corresponding to this g j omega h j omega equal to 0, and from that you will find the omega square or omega, that means frequency. Now at this time when the imaginary part is 0, that means you will be having g j omega h j omega only the real value. So put the value of omega or omega square in the real part to get the point of intersection. Now this is the method, and we will follow in the next lecture how to find out the point of intersection with the real axis. And once you will get this point of intersection, then it will be a bit easier for you to find out whether this point is just left side of the minus 1 plus j0, like this. This may be your minus 1 plus j0 point. So the polar plot may be like this. So mirror image of the polar plot will be like this. In that case this will be encircling this, or otherwise you can have like this. Say this is your minus 1 plus j0 point and polar plot is like this. So mirror image is like this. So this point is outside this encirclement, right? So point of intersection with the real axis plays very important role, and we will discuss how to get it, and accordingly how to get the Nyquist stability analysis and whether this system we are discussing is stable or not.